As we move closer towards this 2024 election, Donald Trump is becoming more vile and more disgusting as it pertains to his rhetoric around immigrants. But if you end up liking the work I do, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I would very much appreciate your support. Now, Donald Trump is currently speaking in Aurora, Colorado, and some of the stuff that I'm hearing out of this rally is absolutely disgusting. We always knew that Donald Trump maybe had a little twinge of racism here and there, but the way that he is beginning to speak about migrants at every single rally, it's just atrocious. It's un-American, it's disgusting, it's reprehensible. So let's go ahead and take a look at some clips from this rally that is currently still going on. We'll start by looking at this reporter from Right Side Broadcasting, which I believe bills themselves as a Christian broadcasting station. And this is what he is saying about immigrants. Let's just go ahead and take a look.
Springfield, Ohio, with the migrant crisis of Haitians who are eating pets, who are murdering pets, causing havoc throughout the country. And that's why we fight.
So he's pushing that insane conspiracy theory that Haitian immigrants are eating people's cats and dogs, and he considers this news? This is just reprehensible. I just don't get it. Immigrants built this country. We were built on the idea of people coming together into a melting pot and building something excellent. I'm just absolutely flabbergasted by how these people continue to talk about people that weren't born in this country. And then Donald Trump had the gall to have Stephen Miller come out and listen to what he had to say. This is some really vile stuff. And to add a little bit of context, I think there are images on either side. These are criminal immigrants, I believe. And he's pointing at these images, and just listen to what he has to say.
Look at all these photos around me. Are these the kids you grew up with? Are these the neighbors you were raised with? Are these the neighbors that you want in your city? No. These are the criminal migrants that Kamala Harris brought into your community. And as swiftly as they came, Donald Trump will send them back.
This is gross. It's dehumanizing. It really starts to sound a little bit like Nazi rhetoric, doesn't it? They talked similarly about the Jews. This is gross. Let's go ahead and move on to another clip, another one by Right Side Broadcasting, saying immigrants are evil, and then espousing some QAnon conspiracies and attributing those to the immigrants as well.
Playing two mugshots of two of the most heinous TDA Venezuelan gang members. And these people, they are so evil. They are not your run-of-the-mill criminal. They are people that are satanic. They are involved in human sacrifice. They are raping men, women, and children, especially underage children. The sex trafficking, the labor trafficking happening must come to an end.
Again, absolutely despicable stuff. And you know what? Donald Trump is to blame for a lot of this shit. Donald Trump gave these people a permission structure and said it was okay to talk about this or talk this way about other humans. I'm at a loss for words because I am so riled up over this. And I just can't believe that this is going on in my country. Let's move on to Trump, where, of course, he's saying that migrants are rapists, they're the most violent.
And they're rapists, okay. So I made that statement, and I got the hell knocked out of me by the fake news. Look how many you have back there. Oh, I got the hell knocked. But I took a lot of heat for saying it, but I was right. And now everybody is admitting that I was right. You know, that Trump was right. How many times have you heard that? You know, when Trump ran, he made those statements. Those statements are peanuts compared to what's happening to our country. These are the worst criminals in the world. Kamala used to say, he can't say it anymore, no, the people we're bringing in are very nice people. They don't commit crime, remember? Our criminals are worse. Our criminals are like babies compared to these people. These people are the most violent people on earth.
Nobody has ever said that immigrants do not commit crime. That is never a claim that's been made. Immigrants commit crime at a much lower rate than native-born Americans. That is the claim that is made. Donald Trump is lying to you. Of course, there's going to be some crime among the immigrant community. That's just how it works out. But that doesn't mean we get to dehumanize them as a whole single group. That is not fair to most, the overwhelming majority of immigrants who are in this country trying to make a better life for themselves, trying to contribute to their communities. Donald Trump should be ashamed of himself. He then goes on to say that these people are coming from the dungeons of the third world? I mean, come on, dude.
Imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from the dungeons of the third world. They come from the dungeons, think of that, the dungeons of the third world, from prisons and jails, insane asylums, and mental institutions. And she has had them resettled beautifully into your community to prey upon innocent American citizens. That's what.
So this is Trump trying to demonize immigrants as a whole, trying to make people scared that you're going to have immigrants breaking into your homes, raping you, murdering you, pillaging you. He just wants to scare the crap out of people because Donald Trump has made the calculation that he doesn't need to reach out to moderates. He just needs to rile up his base. And if that means riling up the racists that live within this country, that's exactly what he is going to do. He has made that calculation. That's why we don't hear Trump moderating, and instead, he is getting more extreme. Let's go ahead and move on to this statement. He's talking about the enemy from within. Now, this might not be specifically about immigrants. This is more likely a reference to Democrats. But this is still vile, vile language.
The enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country, that's a bigger enemy than China and Russia.
So now he's giving people the permission structure to hate Democrats, to say that they are worse than our greatest adversaries, Russia, China. He's saying that Democrats and liberals are scum that live within this country. I just don't even know what to say. It's going to be such a damning indictment on the United States if this man gets reelected in less than 30 days now. Let's move on to him saying he's going to have to send the immigrants back to where they came from. He just has to do it.
They took them in through probation. So I assume they're like prisoners or something, and therefore they're legal. They brought in 32,000 people into a community of 50, a community that was a nice community. And now if you want to go to the hospital, you can't get in. Your children can't get into school. And what they're doing is looking, the mayor is a very nice man. I mean, I think he's nice. He's trying to be nice. He's looking for interpreters because they don't speak the language of you and everybody in this room. It's a totally different language. So they're looking for interpreters. And he's acting like, yes, we're having a hard time hiring interpreters. This community was hit with 32,000 illegal migrants. They have to go back to where they came from. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump, again, is just lying to you. This community was not hit with 32,000 illegal immigrants, as he would say. He's just lying. But also listen to what he is doing there. He's trying to say that the character of these communities will never be the same. They're poisoning the blood of our nation, which he didn't say here, but he has said elsewhere. He wants you to think that because these immigrants might have a different skin color than you or might not be American like you think about white Americans, that they are somehow inferior to you. He is dehumanizing these people. This is why people compare Trump to the things that Hitler said, because these are the types of things that Hitler said about the Jews. It is more blatant and more obvious now than ever. Donald Trump is getting more radical. He's getting more extreme. And you want to know why he wants to do this? Do you want to know why he is dehumanizing these people on such a grand scale? It's because when he comes into office, God help me if he does, he wants to get his supporters used to the idea of mass deportations, which would be an absolute stain on this country. Do you want armored vehicles rolling into neighborhoods, pounding down doors and ripping children away from their parents? How are you going to distinguish from somebody who is here legally versus somebody undocumented? How are you going to make that distinction? Donald Trump doesn't have any answers to these questions. He's going to start arresting people with brown skin. And maybe even black skin now too, since he's talking about Haitian immigrants so frequently. He wants to get his people ready for mass deportations that would be catastrophic to our country. So let's listen to him talk about those here.
Elite squads of ICE, Border Patrol, and federal law enforcement officers to hunt down, arrest, and deport every last illegal alien gang member until there is not a single one left in this country. And if they come back into our country, they will be told it is an automatic 10-year sentence in jail with no possibility of parole. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
I really don't know what's more disgusting. The fact that Trump is talking this way in such a nonchalant way, or the fact that the crowd is cheering him on with every word. They're giddy about this. And listen to what he just said. I'm going to issue the death penalty to immigrants that murder American citizens. They're cheering on people's death. This is absolutely vile and disgusting behavior. It's embarrassing that these people are in our country. I'm talking about MAGA right now, not immigrants. This is un-American stuff. And it's getting more and more radical. It's getting more and more extreme. In what world did he think it was good to have a racist like Stephen Miller open for him and rile up the crowd about these people being your next door neighbor? It is quite atrocious. It's reprehensible. These people should be ashamed of themselves because they do not hold the same American values that I do and that most Americans hold. So I thought it was important to show this stuff to you. Donald Trump is getting more radical. In each and every rally, he's getting a bit more racist. He's sounding a little bit closer to Hitler each and every time. And it's quite terrifying. But I'll leave it there. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe send it to a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. I'm trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I would very much appreciate your support. If you want to learn how Donald Trump spins up false realities for his MAGA supporters at these rallies, go ahead and watch the video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.